Alrighty, welcome to the game night, soon to be rebranded as Night's Watch. We're in the process, guys. We're doing the rebranding. We got to get the new stuff. And you might be thinking it won't take that long, but what? Fill us in, Oz. So this is a no sugar, no caffeine Coke.
Yeah, because I was reading the comments, and I don't know if you know, but I'm fat. Excuse my language.
Gosh.
We'll bleep that.
Not from my ears.
And I just tasted this. Wait, let me just taste again. Yep. They sweetened it with human fecal matter. Anyone taste metal, or is it just me?
So, because we've got other work we're doing, we want to get a new show, but look, it'll happen soon, and that's off the topic because now, welcome back to Nightly News. This is more recently than, because usually we have a longer break between Nightly Newses, but I wasn't here on the last Nightly News.
Yeah.
And I missed out.
And he wanted to talk about things.
I do like to talk about things.
Well, it's crazy because last time when you weren't on, you didn't get to talk, right? And now that you are on, now Nathan won't get to talk.
Yeah.
That's just the way things are, though. I just look for Shad's migraines and sickness and declining health to have my voice
shine.
On. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a migraine last time. So, different thing that we're going to be starting off. First is going to be more of a topic of discussion framed around a shout-out. Because I really want you guys to go check out a great YouTube channel that has recently done a phenomenal video that I just finished watching, and it's just amazing. So, the YouTube channel is called The Authentic Observer, and the young lady that does the channel, her name is Galatea. She recently made a roast of James Corden, framed around the recent Cinderella movie on Amazon, and it is just awesome. One of the best roasts reviews I've ever seen, and very insightful. Towards the end, though, Galatea starts to question how often she's going to upload. Now, I came across her channel a good while ago. It was one of those rare times when YouTube actually does its job and recommends a video that you might find interesting. And it might have been her video on femininity in modern media. It's one of her earlier videos, and a great video as well, because I agree with her. I think femininity is not being portrayed nearly as respectfully as it should be, and it's being skewed and almost attacked and belittled as a bad thing. And so that got me onto her channel, and then I've just kept an eye on her ever since. And her reviews have been great. Okay, so then towards the end of her video, she starts to talk about how often she's going to upload, considering all the crap that's going on in society. And so I kind of want to jump on that, have a bit of a discussion, and also talk about, and encourage you not to stop. If you end up watching this shout out, Galatea, don't, because my opinion is the type of content you're making, and even I might even say the type of content we're trying to do on game nights,
that you let me do again,
is actually really important, even with all the crap that's happening in the world today, because the big changes, the kind of the battleground of ideologies that's happening in the world, the front lines is actually culture. And that's exactly the type of stuff that you are engaging in on your channel, reviewing and calling out the atrocious garbage that exists in the world. And that's the pushback. That's actually the pushback, by calling out the crap that is crap. And that's what you're doing, and you do a phenomenal job. I think, and this is to our own audience, this is why I think you should check her out. She has this natural way of speaking, which is it's like you're talking. It's funny. It's like a bit. You know how I'm like, see what I'm doing? It's funny how that even works on my main channel, my YouTube channel, right? Because even though it's not polished per se, it comes off as authentic. Funny, that's related to her channel, The Authentic Observer. Comes across as authentic and natural, and it's actually very easy to listen to. And then when she gets going, she can actually be remarkably articulate. Like, I want to do just a grab of one of the roast kind of sentences she gives James Corden, and it is glorious. So I'll bring that up.
But yeah, my point is, he seems to eradicate any bit of charm or subtlety for any project that he's involved in. And I mean that sincerely from the bottom of my heart.
And that's amazing. Like, you guys probably haven't seen it yet.
Not yet, but I want to check it out.
Yeah, I'm going to encourage you guys to go. And I encourage our audience to go check those videos out, because really, really good. And I hope you keep making content. And also, just on a comment on your most recent video. Now, you might not know, I don't expect you would know who I am, Galatea. I have a different channel named Shadowversity, which is actually much larger. It has over 1 million subscribers. And so I've been doing the YouTube game for a while, and I kind of do have a good eye for content that works. Your content not only works because of your delivery, but your most recent setup, where you're on the couch and you have your binder and even the computer, it was a great setup in terms of, like, I don't know, it was almost like, you know, a psychiatrist thing. It's like, we're going to break this apart because you have issues and I need to talk about the issues.
Kind of therapy.
It was kind of like the type of therapy that James Corden needed. But that setup actually was really good. One of the best setups you've done in your videos, and it made it even more watchable. And so... your videos have only gotten better, and this is one of the best you've ever made, and so I really don't want you to stop. Please continue going, and I actually believe you have the potential to explode if you upload more regularly. That's something that you talk about a lot, but if you do it more regularly, I think your current audience is really interested, and you will attract more people, because people are craving the type of content you're making.
Yep.
And not only that, here's another thing. You were able to bring a really great perspective to the stuff you're talking about, specifically the feminist depiction in the Amazon Cinderella. I actually have my own review of the 2015 Disney remake Cinderella on my main channel, Shadowversity. No, not my. It's my other channel, because I don't consider Shadowversity like I Game Nights / Night's Watch is a main channel for me now. It's like, I wanna,
Is it?
Really?
Oh, we're flattered.
yeah.
Touched.
Yeah, we feel included.
Yeah, I want Night's Watch to grow, just as much Shadowversity, and that's why I spend.
So like and subscribe.
Yes, like and
Because for
subscribe.
some reason we lost like 100. We went backwards.
Well, it's because a lot of people coming over from Shadowversity
Yeah.
aren't ready or for the type of content we make on here on Night's Watch. I'm
Yeah.
saying Night's Watch now, even though we haven't changed. We will change. So I'm just going to go ahead.
What are we changing it to?
Night's Watch.
Oh yeah.
Because when we pretend to be knights and we watch a lot of stuff, but we're
pretend?
we're on well, no, we don't pretend. We are knights, but we're also, it's like we're the watchman, the guardian of pop culture, right? You know, because we call out crap when it's crap. Also, the bullcrap woke garbage that is just infesting everything. And so that's the theme behind Night's Watch. We watch stuff, but we also watch stuff. We're on watch.
When you started game night, we were expecting for you to be playing video games, but we basically haven't this whole time.
Well, we played some, and we will be playing
What do
some
we
in the
play?
future. I played Dragon's Dogma.
And that's it.
Going back to what I was saying before I got to,
Distracted by me.
which happens a lot, but I do it myself. Galatea's comments on the feminist depiction in the Amazon one was just so good. Like, it was some of the best review of the type of depiction of feminism in any media I've seen in a while, and it came across with a lot more weight because she's a woman. Like, unfortunately, and I don't think that I believe something is true regardless if it comes from a man or woman, king, poor. If it's true, it's true, right? But unfortunately, the reality is that people do give more weight to someone who can claim experience or perspective from the thing that they're commenting on. And now look, like, there is some reason to that type of thing, but it's... What are you doing?
You keep going. I'm just getting rid of this.
Oh, look, no, Oz. Just sit back and move it away, okay?
I'm getting a new one.
Oh, you're getting in. I'll pause.
No, keep going. It's fine.
Unbelievable.
No, because we're a team.
I'm not going to interrupt the video. I promise.
Cut me off. Talk, Nathan.
Okay. Well, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Shad?
Yes.
If someone's starting YouTube, because you talk about uploading frequently, how frequently should they be uploading? Because I felt different things about weekly and monthly, and how monthly is not always the best.
Yeah, it really depends on the type of audience you have and what expectations you create with the audience. It's odd, but no, that is true. So monthly can work if you're consistent with it, and your audience learns to just kind of keep an eye out, and when that video pops up, it's like, oh yes, I like her. Because that's the funny thing about how Galatea's channel is. She uploads irregularly, but I've got so many channels I don't remember to always check. You know?
Yeah.
But like this one popped up, and I was like, oh, roast by James Corden, and I know she's got a great perspective. I was like, yes, click. And YouTube was doing its thing. It did recommend the video, even though she hasn't uploaded it in a little bit. And so it depends. I think monthly can work. Weekly is kind of my minimum for both game nights. Well, game nights we try and do at least 2 a week. That's the minimum. Game nights we try and do more. But Shadowversity is at minimum 1 a week and or a week. It depends. And that's what's really needed to maintain the revenue.
Right.
But the thing is, though, I have noticed on the rare time... Are you okay?
Oh, sugar.
You finally get...
Oh, yeah. It just hit my bloodstream.
The other one that had no sugar, was that like a poison? It was like drinking lead.
It was just like drinking water.
It's like, yeah, kryptonite for me. Something without sugar in it.
So something interesting about Shadowversity, right? If I don't upload for over a week, like it's maybe... Because I have the rare 2-week gap if something comes up or whatever. Usually when I do upload after that 2-week gap, the video does pretty good. It's like... YouTube is like, I haven't recommended his videos in a while. Oh, it's finally uploaded, and it almost seems like it slightly makes up for lost time. Not really, but a bit. And so there are a lot of YouTubers I see who've taken time off. When they come back, they upload. They get the video just as well. How balanced is this? Remember my OCD? Is it good?
Yeah. So this right here is very unbalanced. I feel like Nathan
You can talk off.
Yeah, I know. I
no.
take that as a compliment coming from you.
Nathan makes up for both of us, I reckon.
Unbalanced is like a step up from wherever you are.
No, Nathan, he watches ABC, he makes up for it.
Back to what I was saying, is that because she's a woman, and she commenting on the feminist stuff just came with more weight and authenticity, I guess. Even though it's stuff that I would say as well, but she roasted, and like I would never watch just the ads of that Amazon Cinderella looked so... did you see the ads?
Yeah.
It looks so cringingly bad. And it's funny because she also mentioned the thing that kind of... even the trailers, I saw it and felt a little bit insulted because of how good the Disney remake Cinderella was.
Right.
It's like, how dare you even try to pretend to be on the caliber of that one. And I did mention I have the review, but then I think I got distracted. But I have a review of that Cinderella on the main channel.
No, it's not a review.
Well, it's a discussion on Love at First Sight that is related to... I comment on the overall quality of the film, and I love the film.
That's my favourite video I ever edited for you.
Yeah,
My favourite one I ever did.
Yeah, I was really happy with it.
I think you paid me a lot for it.
Did I?
But that's not the reason. That's not the reason. It's because it was so much fun to put together, and it really gave me good vibes.
It got good vibes.
Go watch it, people. It's really great. My favourite work.
But seriously, that Cinderella is one of my favourites, and favourite films. Period. I love that film. And when I saw the trailers just for this new one, I was like, felt insulted by, you got nothing. How dare you even pretend? And Galatea, she goes in that times 10 as like even more so, explaining how, because they basically try and claim it's the most important Cinderella ever made, and she's like, don't even go there. It's great. And then she rips it apart for actually being anti-feminist, and she points out really valid stuff. So again, guys, go check out at least her video on James Corden, but subscribe, and Galatea, if you end up watching this, please keep doing what you're doing. I actually feel your voice is needed, especially in what's happening in the world, because it starts with the culture. And if we can push back in the culture, that's what we're doing here on Night's Watch, maybe we can... I'm not sure if we'll ever be able to change the world, but maybe if enough of us do it, maybe we can do it. But at the very least, we could minimize the damage.
The reason the woke stuff feels bad is because that is a direct, corporate thing that they're trying to push through. Wokeness is corporatism.
It's become a bit like that.
No, it literally is. It came straight from them.
I don't think it came from them.
Wokeness directly comes from this whole corporate...
No, I think it came from outrage mobs that were trying to get offended at everything, and then the corporations thought they could cash in and get a quick buck by appeasing them, when of course, it doesn't work because they don't represent the larger consumer base or
but
the larger voice.
The people who were the outrage people, they came from somewhere. They got these beliefs that they can be outraged.
It came from aliens. People. They came from the interdimensions.
I'll tell you something.
To undermine our society.
They're demons. No, but seriously, it's like Tim Pool says, right? So.
What were you about to say, Nathan?
Oz channels it so well.
That's because he's right about everything. He's easy to channel. Truth is easy to speak. Anyway, but seriously, Tim Pool talks about it all the time. There was the what's it called? The Invade Wall Street. What was it called?
You mean I know it, but my brain just went dead.
Occupy Wall Street.
Occupy Wall Street.
That, right? All the people got together and were anti-corporations, anti-Wall Street and all that. And then that got co-opted and turned into a race movement, which then became the woke stuff and the corporations.
You're not presenting this information very...
I haven't finished my sugar water.
Okay, we'll give you some time.
Get back to me.
So, remember how I have OCD and I like these guys spaced at the equal distance? Because most of the time when I look, I see a gap between me and Nathan and not a gap between me and Oz. But now it's fixed. Nathan, go to your normal sitting position. Alright, now we see it.
I'm not even...
But when I look at the position of their heads are in equal position distance from the side. And so what's really happening is Oz is just wider than Nathan. Like, way wider.
Well, Oz sits wider as well. He's got his legs out, his shoulders broad.
Yeah, because I actually went through puberty. I've said like 4 times at you now.
That's a bit, like it's a bit dry now.
It's a bit dry, yeah.
And you can't say to a married man, nuts.
Touche.
Okay, so that's kind of it. Like, just the discussion on the culture that there does need to be pushback because media is just going downhill. And it's because they're putting agendas before good stories. And it's people calling him out on their crap that is hopefully going to try... Because sometimes they get the message, don't they?
Who?
Alright, where's an example?
People in the ivory towers making the woke decisions? No, they never get the message.
No, sometimes, like, there's been cases where they've tried to clean house with their woke employees. Like the Dave Chappelle thing is kind of an example.
They apologised more.
No, but they haven't pulled it off, though.
Yeah, they're not going to, but they have apologised.
But hopefully they're seeing it, because
Did you see
how many losses? And then we're going to come into this a news subject related to news, but like, because one of the wokest things that we'll ever see in mainstream media, Eternals, is like set to bomb massively. And I'm just wondering, how many failures do they need before they finally get the message?
Well, that's the thing. Communism. It'll work this time. It's the same mentality.
Because let's go to Eternals, because I was sad that I missed out on last nightly news, but there's even more news about Eternals now as well.
What's the new news about Eternals?
So let's go through kind of chronologically and stuff, or as best as we can. But wow, so Eternals, right? Have you watched some of the interviews in the where the actors were on the red carpet or something? And
yeah.
Have you seen that?
No.
And it's like just Nerdrotic did even a supercut of them all talking about the features, and they're all just like diversity, inclusion, diversity. So many people, and it's like whatever they're never saying it's a great story, really good action, everything. They try to, it's like,
I don't like inclusion. Inclusion's bad.
No, I think it's a null point. It's like trying to say this movie is great because the outfits are awesome. It's this point, like, a movie is going to be good based on story, character, plot, all those other things, and the dressing. Actually, I think inclusion is even less important than the outfits, actually, because if you want the outfits to look
inclusion
cool.
is bad, actively. It's actually
Why is
bad.
it bad? I'm not sure.
Why would you want to be like, okay, we want to open up whatever space it is to the lowest common denominator. We want to include people who aren't as good. And I mean aren't as good, aren't as skilled, aren't as smart, aren't as charismatic,
but see, all right, you've gone too far, and you're not framing it well. People
I want
take you
exclusivity.
People will take you out of context, right? Because you hire the best people regardless of other
Yeah, they don't do
things.
that.
Yeah, but you weren't really saying, people could take you out of context when you're... Okay, let me slow it down. All right, so, for business, forces 50% men, 50% women
Yep.
in their employment pool. And it's a field where one of the genders is less represented, but they force it, so therefore they're hiring less qualified people.
Okay.
One of the takeaways people can have from that is that not that there are not talented people of either gender, but they could disingenuously say that, see, when you hire X women or men, it doesn't work, and they could disingenuously say that women can't do a certain job.
Yeah.
When there are women who can do it, they're just less represented because less women are less interested in the field.
It's just men and women are better at different things inherently. What does it matter?
Women actually are usually quite represented in literature and writing.
Yeah.
Like, look at Jane Austen. You know?
Jane Austen, great. J.K.
phenomenal.
Rowling.
Yep.
Girl who wrote Twilight. Girl who wrote 50. Never mind, actually.
And so there are fields.
Then look
of
at
course.
Tolkien.
Yeah, there are fields in the art fields and humanities that women do great in.
Okay, I agree with the art field. Name one thing that a woman has contributed to the humanities.
Birthing every single person.
No,
on
no,
the
no,
planet.
no. I don't mean in terms of giving birth to people, because men are half responsible for that as well. I mean...
Nursing and midwifery.
No, when you say humanities, you
What
mean
do you-
the study of humanity.
No, well,
That includes
maybe I'm getting
philosophy, history...
all right, maybe I'm getting the definitions wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, basically my point is that there are a vast majority of things that women can do great, and oftentimes better than men. Of course, giving birth is a huge one, but it's not the only one. And then I always like to point out the other areas. You know, one of the sports that women do better than men in?
Folding?
Hockey?
Long distance swimming.
Really?
Yeah. Women hold the highest records in that field. To my knowledge, last time I checked.
Wow.
Men usually do better in like nearly every other sport. There's like one other sport that women... I know it's like distance swimming and one other sport as well.
Oh, what's that one where, like, they have this, like, big... It's not a hockey puck, but it's like a massive one, right? And they have to get it into the goal by
Swiping.
polishing
Yeah.
the floor. That'd be great in that.
Wales.
You see, women... their role as, keepers of the home, they often have to sweep and mop.
I think they did a Simpsons episode about that, because Marge's really good at sweeping, and then she goes to the Olympics because of how good she is at doing that.
Well, there you go. If the Simpsons said it,
It's true.
It must be true.
So yeah, men and women different. What we're talking about before then. Because the conclusion and because you can of course find many women who are great in STEM fields and stuff, but men and women do like different things, and men often move into those fields more often than women. And so, it's interesting. They did a study, but reviewed all the university courses that pay more, just which university courses lead to higher paying jobs. And and nearly all the higher paying jobs, men more often studied, and nearly all the lower paying careers, women studied. And this isn't because women get paid less, because society judges the job value based on how much necessity and things.
but there's plenty of money in gender studies and critical race theory.
Yeah, there's heaps of money, right? Compared to STEM fields where, you make really useful innovations into like the technology and stuff, and it can be worth bucket loads of money compared... And that's just the reality. It's just like, the society, determines the value of things. Because I've never seen a feminist complain that women models get paid more than male models.
I just think
There's a greater demand
No.
female models because of the fashion industry than male models, and it's not sexist that they get paid more, it's just because of the demand.
They complain that the women models are prettier than them. These feminist ladies are just like, oh, it's unhealthy beauty standards.
Well, some are trying to push that way, aren't they?
A lot. Healthy at any size.
So, relating this back to the wokeification of the world, right? Or the Eternals is like the ultimate woke fest. Like, so much so, the only selling point they can try and make for the film is how woke it is.
Yeah.
And by the way, when I say woke, I'm not exclusive, it's not just because there's gay kisses and stuff in it.
Yeah.
People are not hating on the film because of that, okay, when they complain about the wokeness. It's
People
not
in Saudi Arabia will be. People in China will be. People in Africa will be. People that aren't in the Western world will be.
But no, it's not that. It's that they think the quality of the film is founded on so many other things. Like, they could have had just as a diverse cast, and people would love the film if the film was just good.
Look at Avengers Endgame. How diverse was that? You had Chinese people, you had Wakanda, you had everyone else.
Is that all?
What do you mean?
Very diverse. It's like
What
three
else
groups.
is there? You
Three
have
groups.
Asian people, white people, black people.
Male,
That's the-
female.
Is there Martians I'm not thinking of? Like,
Oh, you got gay.
who's the gay one in
Well, no, but this is what you need. This is what it's missing. Did it have a trans person?
Avengers Endgame? Who was Endgame? Who was gay in Avengers Endgame? Probably the blue lady.
Oh no, they had it in the the PTSD kind of group discussion.
Oh,
at the
yeah, the
beginning.
director,
That's
yeah.
right, had the
There's
gay
the-
guy there.
yeah.
Well, I say the blue lady Nebula because she could probably just swap her parts out, couldn't she?
So, people have been there's been like discussions on the review bombing side of things, but to me, both sides review bomb.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
the movie isn't out, and people have been coming and giving it 5 stars and stuff.
If a new game comes out and a bunch of people say, "Oh, it's really bad because it's really bad," is that a review bomb? Or if it's really good, it's really good. Is that a review bomb? No, there's no such thing as review bombing. There's just reviews.
I almost agree with you, but what if people haven't seen the movie? See, I think people who haven't seen the movie can still downvote something as a form of protest for... Because people usually do it if a company does something really dodgy. We see it on Steam, right? When it's like Blizzard does something crap, and people will review bomb the game as a result, as a form of protest and saying we don't like what you're doing. And I think, what other voice do people have? You know,
Well, yeah, but also like follow that across to other products. Like, let's say I had a type of shoe, and the leather came from, I don't know, like an endangered species. Okay, and then I put that news out there, and people are like, I really don't like that product now. Isn't it the same thing?
yeah, I think there's a bit of what do you think, Nathan?
Or it changes, I think, with more pop culture stuff because people can still be like a good movie or game. People can like it beforehand, but then if something political changes in the space, then they can, like, I've seen people change their game reviews just because of some dev is a bit too conservative, or they've done something, or they've cheated on someone. So, like, I get what you're saying, Oz, but I feel like that if people are reviewing it not because it's good or bad, but because they have an agenda to like protest, then that's a review bomb.
Are they saying it's good or bad, or are they saying they like it or dislike it?
They're not saying any of that. They're saying I don't like this company and I don't want them to like sell this product.
Yeah,
and
but
so
if
I'm going
if someone you don't like does something, you usually won't like it. You know, especially if it's bad.
yeah,
like
if it's bad,
if Kevin Spacey made a movie,
yeah,
no one's probably going to like it now, right? It's like when I go back
unless if you don't know.
when I go watch the Usual Suspects, and yes, I look like a Russian guy. I think that's look, it's the rapist. You know,
See, I'm a bit on both sides. I see both points as holding some validity. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think? Let us know in the comments below about the review bombing thing. But so yeah, people have been supposedly, like, if review bombing even exists, but been sharing their dislike for the propaganda in the film, and been voting it down, and then people who haven't even been watching it have been voting it up because of the inclusion. And so if both sides are doing it, to me, doesn't that balance it out?
Yep.
No.
So you guys mentioned this in the last nightly news about the official reviews. So they have like Rotten Tomatoes is garbage. Like, because this is I've got some opinions on it already, and we'll get to it. Right? Is that the official reviews have gone really low for the film, and they are usually the biggest simps for Disney and stuff, right? So that's potentially says something really dire about the film. But the other angle is that could mean that it's great because official reviewers are usually garbage.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So,
And they have an agenda, they're paid and everything.
yeah, and they usually will vote down stuff that people love, like the Dave Chappelle specials.
True.
Have a look at the disparity there. All the official reviews are really low, but they're hilarious, right? So I don't think it's that this time, because it's so progressively, the whole narrative around it is so heavy in that side of things that yeah, that
How bad could it be? Even the progressives don't like it. And it's got all of their little. Oh, look, we have all of the people in it.
that's where I think it is going. Even though there is an argument to say, oh, it could be great, but no, I don't think it's that either, because there's no sign of it actually being. Usually, what happens is when official reviewers downvote something is when it's like not woke enough.
Yeah.
But this is so insanely woke already that they're giving poor reviews, even with it being so progressive and ticking all the boxes, is a sign that this movie could be just horrendous. Now, it's looking so bad that I have to see it, not because I want to, but because I want to let you guys know how bad it is. There were some comments, actually, saying about, we say don't support Disney Plus and stuff, then why are we still watching it?
Yeah.
It's because we're reviewing it for you guys, so you don't have to watch us. Like, we're reviewing stuff that I don't want to watch oftentimes, because it's like, some of this stuff is really bad.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
And with Marvel, right? So just
Like,
after...
just on that note,
Go ahead, I'm used to it.
I know you right? Star Wars, what's the animated series, right?
Oh, yeah, Visions.
Visions, right? I tried to watch it last night because, for you guys, I had no interest in it. The thing is, I couldn't get through it. Like, I watched the first episode and it was meh. The second episode was so dumb and bad I gave up after the first few minutes. And the next two episodes, I couldn't complete them. They were just all that bad, right? And so that's what I mean about watching crap. And I was trying to force myself. I was just like, no.
You couldn't use the Force.
Yeah, I couldn't force it.
So Marvel, right? After Endgame, who'd they lose? They lost Iron Man and Captain America, and then everything in Marvel went to crap. Apply your woke ideology to that outcome, you lefties. What's that imply?
What does it imply, Oz?
I'll let them work it out. I guess it would imply some form of privilege.
No, but, like, the writing has just been horrendous since Endgame. Like, nearly everything. Or people try and argue Far From Home. I did not like Far From Home.
Did you like the first one, though?
I did like the first one. What was the first one?
But Spider-Man shouldn't cry.
Was it Homecoming?
Homecoming.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Homecoming.
That was
I saw
woke.
warning signs in it, and there are things that I don't. But overall, I enjoyed it. But Far From Home, I did not like. It is a bad movie. Well, it's on your perspective. I've had full arguments about this on EFAP. So anyway.
They did. I think they. So Homecoming was really woke, and they kind of dialed it back a bit for the second one.
It had woke elements.
No, it was incredibly woke. I can give you exact quotes.
Yeah, I know. Like,
there was parts where she's like, "Oh no, I don't want to go into a monument that was built by slaves."
Yeah.
And then the teacher's like, "Huh?" And looks at the black security guard, and he's like, "Yeah, it was." Or there's another part where it's like, "Oh, I want to go protest in front of some government buildings," and she's like, and the teacher says, "Well, protesting is patriotic. Let's go." And also there was the sexualization of high school students who are in like grade 9 and 8.
What?
Seriously? There's a part where they're sitting on the bleachers and they're talking about the Avengers, and this girl, she looks like 13, she's like, F4, what the hell's his name? F Thor, kill Hulk, marry Captain America.
Yeah, but dude, let's be real. High schools do that.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's it. Like, the only thing I find
to me, those things... Sorry, go.
is it like, if it was like an adult or whatever, if it was a whole movie, I'd understand that. But because they're high schoolers, and for example, like MJ was she seems very woke, it like fits their characters at least as being like the Gen Z progressive.
Yeah, but kids went and saw that movie.
Yeah.
And they're not meant to know that that's what high school is like till they get there. Okay? It's one thing we all have to discover for ourselves. High school is a degenerate place, full of puberty and hormones.
Yes, I know.
So outside of those, look, those were woke moments, right? But that's kind of it.
Like, yeah.
Just MJ's presence alone.
Look, I did not like MJ in the first one. I thought she was an absolute cow.
Liked her in
and
the second
why she improved in the second one, even though the overall quality of the second one goes down in my... But that's a contentious thing, because a lot of people love Far From Home. I did not like it.
I like the villain. He had a good point. People will believe anything. And yes, they will.
He was an awful villain.
What do you mean awful?
You name my life's work Barf, so I'm going to become a multi-murdering psychopath.
Did he murder anyone?
Yes.
Who did he murder?
Like when the big attack at the end has killed heaps of people.
Well, I mean, they're drones.
I mean, and he tries to kill Spider-Man. Like, and he
he
thinks
tries to, but he's...
But he thinks he did. He willfully tries to murder people.
Sure, he killed a lot of people, but he killed himself at the end, so...
It was such... Look, maybe I should do a review of Far From Home. I did not like... But the thing is, some people do really like Far From Home. I do not.
Yeah, screw those people.
Well, because there is a good point that needs to be raised about that Far From Home is bad Spider-Man. And if you judge it against the quality of who Spider-Man is as a pre-established character, it loses a lot of points because of how badly portrayed Peter Parker
Yeah,
is.
but you also said that Spider-Man crying because he was being crushed in the first one was bad.
I could see why people dislike it. I never said
You
it was...
literally said Spider-Man isn't meant to cry?
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did!
Bullcrap! Show me the quote!
It's in EFAP.
I didn't say that.
You said he's not meant to be like that. He's meant to be the fast-talking, he's not meant to be like, oh, I'm sad now because I'm crushed.
You have no idea what I was saying.
That's literally exactly what you said.
First of all, do you know the point of me arguing in Far From Home? Not Far From Home, I mean in Homecoming.
To be honest, Shad, the arguments we have, there is no point, but go on.
Homecoming, I was actually playing devil's advocate. I could see other people's points why they didn't like it, and I said very explicitly, I like Homecoming, okay? And I said I could see why people dislike that scene for these reasons, and to me it was warning signs because they pushed it even further in Far From Home and it made it even worse. But we're getting really distracted.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you for correcting the record.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a...
Misquoting me.
He fact-checked me on that
Everyone
one.
flipping misquotes me all the time.
I got debunked just then. I got debunked. Should we go to some...
But hang on, so then like Eternals. So it's looking bad by the reviews.
This video is going to be eternally long.
Yeah, I know. Welcome to
Game
Night's Watch.
Night's Watch.
So because of that, I do want to watch it just see how bad it is, because there's two things kind of attract me to films, right? If it's looking really, really good, or if it's looking really, really bad.
Yeah. That's the thing though, right? Two things attract me to films. Selma Hayek and superheroes. Now Selma Hayek's in this one, and so are the superheroes, but it looks really bad. That didn't land at all. Let's move on.
We'll keep that one in.
Whatever.
And it does look really boring, like tremendously boring. And so people trying to respond that it's just haters, that is such disingenuous bullcrap where it's just like, alt-right people who hate, LGBT people, they're all homophobes, it's downvoting it. And the people saying that they dislike it for how woke it looks are being interpreted as saying that they dislike gay people. That's not what saying you dislike the woke stuff means, alright? The woke is a very broad thing, and it's more about it being shoved down people's throats. Not the gay stuff, but the whole kind of progressive narrative.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look... this movie is not objectively better because of having an inclusive thing. And then the lies that they're saying that these are the, you haven't had, gay superheroes before or inclusive superheroes. Have you seen superheroes? I mean, no gay superhero before. Look at Batwoman, for crying out loud. Look at Robin.
Well, now Robin is.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, I've seen every single episode of Will and Grace. That's a funny show. But when it comes to, I just don't like gay things being shoved down my throat.
Well, you know why?
Wait a minute. Why, Shad?
It's like the Bill Burr skit. I'm not gay, so I don't like seeing gay people kiss because it's something I'm not attracted to. Because I'm not attracted to men, even when a guy kisses a girl, I don't even like looking at the guy. I look at the girl, okay? If anyone's kissing, you want to envision yourself kissing the girl, not the guy, because me kissing guys is gross. As I imagine for a gay person, imagining a woman kissing him would be gross. And they're entitled to feel that way because that's their preference, right? So why is it bad for a straight person to dislike seeing gay people just
eat each other's faces?
It's a very natural response for a straight person to go, ugh.
So if I was watching a zombie movie and one zombie was eating another guy's face, I wouldn't like to see that either,
That's a good point.
Unless it's two gay lesbians.
But this also explains why guys like seeing two girls kiss.
Yeah, exactly.
What's better than one Mars bar? Two Mars bars.
Well, maybe let's change it around. What's better than two donuts? Or one donut? Two donuts. Because it's Mars bars, it's kind of...
Sure, Oz, sure.
What's better than a donut and a Mars bar? 2 donuts. In my case, it'd be a Milky Bar.
Yeah, and so I don't think you, like, straight people should be shamed for finding, gay media unattractive because they're straight. And like, what, you're trying to push them to be gay?
Yes.
It seems like everyone wants everything to be gay these
That's what
days.
they're doing. They're trying to do that.
And why?
There's a lot of theories, Shad.
There's a lot of theories.
I have a few. Some of it comes from the Book of Revelations.
Like, there's an attack. It does feel like sometimes there's an attack on straight people.
There is,
And
man.
there's
Look
like-
what happened with Super Straight.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we didn't even need to say anything with
Suck
that.
the gay.
Oh,
you
yeah.
big- So, yeah, the reason why there's such a focus on Eternals, I think, is because of how extremely progressive and woke it is. Like, more so, before, there was 1 or 2 little inclusions, like in Spider-Man Homecoming, right? This is just... They've been... And the movie might have actually little speckles of it, like in Homecoming, but because they've been pushing it as the selling point of the film, of course people are disinterested. It's like I gave the example of the costumes. What's a better example? It's like saying we show a lot of the sky in this film. That's why you should watch this. So many skies, there's so many vistas of the sky. It's like not selling it on the characters, plot, the engagement, or anything like that. The next thing, they seem to be trying to shame people. Again, it's the whole thing. If you don't like this movie, you're a bigot now. And it's like, no, look, I'll watch the movie. I do not have high expectations, but if it's going to be good, I'll say it's good, okay? But if it's going to be bad, I'll say it's bad. It's not because you're... It's just... They're doing all the regular bullcrap, things to try and salvage this, because Disney's desperate about this, I reckon. This is going to be Marvel's, biggest flop, you think?
I think it already is. Mm-hmm. And I feel like this is a...
But Black Widow was a bit of a flop, and Shang-Chi, they tried to say Shang-Chi did great, but that's because they lowered the kind of projections and things. Shang-Chi also did bad.
I just worry about the movies after this as well. Like Spider-Man has so much hype over it.
That'll do well.
You think?
Spider-Man's been huge.
I think it's going to be a disappointment.
Dude, it's Spider-Man.
I'm worried about how good it will be, but I think it'll do well.
Okay.
They're doing the 50 villains again.
Because they're bringing in the other Peter Parkers.
But
and
I think
the
because of that,
Spider-Man.
it's going to suck.
No!
I feel like my expectation for it will not be reached.
You reckon?
See, I've already, just on from the trailers of the new Spider-Man, I dislike it because of how dumb Peter Parker is again. Like, even in the trailer, he does almost 3 astronomically stupid things. Like, insane. I'm going to erase everyone's memory, and I'm not going to ask about MJ or my aunt or anything like that until the very last moment. How freaking stupid do you have to be?
Can you just tell them after?
This is one of my issues with Peter Parker of the MCU. He's so dumb.
Well, is it?
And then Doctor Strange doing this really complex spell. It's like, do not distract me. This is really complex. I distract you because I'm a friggin' moron.
There's a theory about that.
What?
Apparently that's evil Doctor Strange.
We'll see.
That's the
but
theory.
just from the trailers, Peter Parker is an astronomical moron again. And I just can't. It's like, yeah. And so... Look, the movie could be great. If it's going to be great, I love it. But I do, just from those 2 things alone, there are, some really bad signs in it. It'll still do great because it's got the crossover stuff, the other Peter Parkers or bad guys or... how much of a presence do you reckon Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield Spider-Mans will be?
I hope Tobey Maguire just takes over.
That's the thing, though. That's what I want, but I know it won't be.
Has he out of shape, Tobey Maguire? It's been a while for him now.
He hasn't
Nobody
been in a
CG
movie
his
since...
face, though. They'll just deep fake it.
You reckon?
Why would they just bring him in?
No, but he acts and then they just... Because there's movies now, like in Endgame, all the suits are CG. You just CG on his abs and spider suit and just have his body floating in the air.
Probably.
But yeah, I want them to take lead in the film, but I feel like they're going to be very side characters and we're going to get MCU.
I suspect they could be very minor appearances and they're only trying to get the trailer hooks to get people in. That could be that. And look, it'd be good if they have a larger presence, but I have a feeling it's going to be minor. Happy to be wrong on it. Hope I am wrong, but I think it's just going to be a disingenuous kind of thing. And it looks like Doc Ock has a larger presence, and maybe Goblin.
I hope so.
You hope so?
But
And there's going to be the Phantasm, the Amazing Spider-Man villains as well. So there's going to be Electro.
Oh, really? Electro.
Electro. More like Elect... I don't have anything for that, actually.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
I did have something, but I can't say it.
So the thing is, though, the success of Spider-Man, it's going to do gangbusters, I reckon. And it's going to show just how much of a fail Black Widow, Shang-Chi, and the Eternals have been. Because it's gonna make bank.
I think so. But I think fans are going to be burnt out after it.
Probably, because Spider-Man is one of the few ones that actually has links to the previous MCU. They've nearly destroyed everything else. They've destroyed Scarlet Witch. They've destroyed Loki. And so Thor and Guardians of the Galaxy will do bank. It's funny. All the old stuff that was really good because it wasn't ruined by this garbage thing now. So of course it's going to do great. But all the new stuff. And the thing is, the Eternals could have been great. Like, I've heard some really good reports of the comic book series and stuff. And it could have been like a kick-butt, high-powered stuff if you just had good writing and things. But no, they wanted to send a message instead. They wanted to teach the audience how bigoted they are for not enjoying inclusive superheroes to this degree.
It's not about money, it's about sending a message. Yep.
But no, the thing is, though, Disney loves money. They love money. And so, I hope... I don't know. They're going to get the message, but I don't think they're going to figure out how to fix it. Because to fix it, they need a clean house and just fire all the, people that got in under the affirmative action hires, basically. Is like, hire people on quality, not on skin colour, you racists.
Or just give them a test, okay, write us a script and let's see how
I guess how it used to be. If you were good, regardless of your background, where you come from, your orientation, if you could make good stuff, you'd hire them.
And just do a basic background check. Like the woman who's writing the remake of Knights of the Old Republic. I hate Star Wars. White men bad.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And the person who directed Eternals, she's like, the previous films she's made are nothing in the ballpark of a Marvel film.
What did she do?
Some slower pace, kind of reflective, non-action kind of things.
Oh, so a girl film.
Some of the reviews of Eternals have been like, the fight scenes are given no attention and they're almost handled with contempt. Like, they're that low. When fight scenes should be a big selling point for Marvel films.
Yeah.
And I saw as well, there was an edit they did. Well, because of the way the film's being edited, stuff like the CGI looks really bad. Because of the cuts. There's a CGI bit where...
Oh, even in the trailers?
Yeah.
Is it the spinning one?
Yeah. She spins and then it cuts and you can tell...
exactly where the CG begins and when it ends.
And you know what? You can fix that by doing a little splice of someone going... And then you mask it. But they can't even do that.
Even if they added, at least her head on the CG body, that could have sold it a bit better. Oh boy, Eternals is looking to be a massive dumpster fire, and I'm all on board in enjoying it and roasting some marshmallows in the fire as it burns. Because Disney, they need to be taught that this doesn't work. And every time, but it happens again. So much
by now.
I know, that's what I mean. It's like you'd think they would have learned by now, but if they haven't, I'm still going to enjoy every disaster they have along the way until maybe one day they'll either learn the lesson or better quality media will arise to replace it.
I think the sun will expand and consume the earth before woke people ever admit they're wrong.
Yeah, possibly. But hopefully, like I said, quality will rise to the surface. People make good media. Because when something comes along that's good, it usually does well. Look at Squid Game.
Yeah, but there's Koreans. That's like...
Good, yeah,
good content is easy mode
If
for them.
Hollywood and Western media can't make good stuff, we will enjoy wherever it's coming from, whether it's from Korea, Japan, anywhere. If it's good...
That's the weebs say, yeah.
No, it's true, though.
I know it's true, but...
And Korea is making some great stuff.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
And it also shows that people are not racist in any way. I'm happy to enjoy Korean film, if it's good. It's so funny. that people are claiming those who dislike all this woke crap as being bigoted when they embrace diverse media more than other things. It's like, oh my goodness.
So, next bit of news. You know that movie Rust that Alec Baldwin was filming?
Yeah.
They updated the synopsis of the film.
Oh,
Now
really?
it says, based on an incredible true story.
Oh, jeez.
He appeared. He did a bit of a rant on a highway side.
Oh, did he? What did
Yeah.
he say? I'll shoot you next!
No, he was very emotional, and he got stuck into some of the reporters saying, you know, if you've been following me and you don't even know the name of the lady that shot, and then she was a friend and other things like that.
He's famous, she's not.
Yeah. So look, it's just people have been wondering where he is, and he appears on the side of a highway because people have been stalking him and stuff. But of course, new revelations have come out about the exact situations.
What were they?
Oh, I think we kind of already covered that. It was a real bullet, and that Warkoff's already on set. That happened. New revelations have come about the armorer, that she got the job. People are saying she got the job because her dad was an experienced armorer, and there's a bit of nepotism involved.
Nepotism in Hollywood? I don't believe it.
Right? And so people are still debating as to where the blame lies with it all, and I think multiple people are culpable. It's like one thing, okay, and this is a bit of a not necessarily a correction, but I was saying it was practicing. He was practicing his cross draw. That wasn't even in a take. Mm-hmm. This is important because if some people were saying it was a take and he needed to point at the camera, okay, and then that takes off blame from him because you have to point at the camera for the take.
Yeah.
The thing is though, if that was going to be the take, I would have no one behind that camera. You can have people separated from the camera, okay? And so even then I'd say it's still irresponsible. And if this was a practice, like a rehearsal, and he's practicing his cross draw, he still pointed at someone and pulled the trigger.
Why would you cross draw though? You wouldn't want to cross draw unless you were sitting down.
Is a cross draw when you just grab
Cross draw is when you reach up. You don't want to do that. You never want to cross draw unless you're actually sitting down. You only cross draw. You don't cross draw. You do it from the hit your hand shooting from. Stupid people.
Yeah, like basically it's a real gun. We already covered that.
Well, she wouldn't have been shot otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. We did kind of mention that people were using the gun for target practice outside of the shoots and stuff. As to where the bullet comes from, you know, the armor is saying that she doesn't know where it came from and all these other things. But oh boy,
I know what we should do from now on: ban guns from Hollywood movie sets. Have everyone wearing what do you call it, bulletproof vests. That'll stop people getting shot by guns in Hollywood. Doesn't matter how rare it is. Okay, we just need to stop it.
Well, I think that was one of the things that Alex said recently, that is going to be pushing for more stringent safety measures. Don't quote me on that one. Remember, we're just reacting to the news, and this is just hearsay that I've heard.
You know what I say?
What?
If the woman filming had a gun, this probably wouldn't have happened. It's a joke.
I know. But
I believe in people's rights to protect themselves.
yeah, same with me.
But I was just making a joke.
Yeah, but to me, I don't know. The joke doesn't land because she wouldn't have stopped her getting.
I know, but that's the joke.
I know.
The
But
joke is that she wouldn't.
The joke's not. No, it's the bad.
People in
joke.
the comments, was that a good joke or a bad joke? It was
No.
in bad taste. I'll give you that, but it was a good one.
Yeah, I go. Nah, didn't.
You're just like, oh, sad because you don't know this person.
She wouldn't have survived if she had a gun with her.
What if it was right in front of where the bullet hit?
Maybe.
There you go. There you go. He laughed at it.
That was a different joke, though.
It was kind of the same.
No, it wasn't.
Whatever.
So yeah, that's the stuff about Alec Baldwin. Baldwin. Baldwin.
He was really mean to his daughter once. It was a really famous recording of his phone footage that he left. He left a voice message for his daughter, and it was very mean. Called her a rude little pig, and it was all over the news a while back. He's a famously bad father, like they talked about in his roast. It was just the main joke. You're a bad father. You're a bad father. He even joked about himself. Anyway.
Okay.
Okay, so we talked about Skyrim mods last time. You weren't there for that.
Yeah, nothing really to add about it. Just that new Skyrim edition. Hey, it's like I think
It's that time of year.
Did one of you call Bethesda a great company? Was that you, Nathan?
Yeah.
Bethesda's not a great company anymore. They have fallen from grace.
They're
I
owned by
reckon-
Microsoft
Do you
now.
think Starfield's going to be good though, with Microsoft?
Well, maybe. I hope they can redeem themselves, but at the moment they're not a good company. Look at Fallout 76.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unforgivable. Well, it is forgivable if they make good stuff again. But, oh wow, you know?
But was that Bethesda or was that the publisher ZeniMax?
Bethesda.
Todd Howard came out and just full on lied.
16 times the
It
detail.
was like such astounding bullcrap.
That's why he doesn't have any social networking.
Who?
Tom Howard
He doesn't have any anymore?
never did.
Never did?
Famously, he's just off the web.
Yep. Because he was in the chess club. Did you hear about that?
No.
It's like, yeah, I was in the chess club. Who's laughing now? He wasn't in the chess club.
They did research and he was never in any chess club.
It's just habitual liars.
Yep.
I mean, alright. Maybe they have. Has Bethesda made anything good since Skyrim?
No.
Because
Do you consider Fallout 4 good?
actually,
With mods,
since
it's
Fallout
good.
4, Fallout 4 I do consider as good.
Yeah, but it's not really an RPG, you know?
No, I like Fallout 4. So maybe
With
have they made
mods.
anything good since Fallout 4?
They haven't really made anything aside from 76.
No, but they did. Isn't it Rage, the gun game? Or
Yeah,
something?
not. Yeah, you said good.
Yeah, so that didn't get great
Did they?
reviews. Pretty sure.
They did Rage.
And didn't they also make that? Was it the
Outer
Was it the Doom game with the two girls? What's the shooter game?
Wolfenstein. Those are different. No, those are different
Wolfenstein.
studios.
They're different studios. I thought they made
Yeah,
Rage
same
too.
publisher.
It's the same publisher.
So, yeah, so ZeniMax made those games, but then the guys
So-
who made Doom and stuff made Wolfenstein.
Oh, okay, okay.
Wolfenstein.
So is the only game they've made since Fallout 4 Fallout 76?
Yep.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
They're working on the new Elder Scrolls.
Oh, that's gonna be great. How many times do you reckon they'll sell that one?
They are just milking Skyrim so much. It's like an abused housewife at this point.
It's like a.
They're just.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Okay, but yeah,
It's funny
new
'cause
Skyrim can't.
They're
new
really
Skyrim.
beating a living horse, aren't they? Because Skyrim's actually just great. You know what? No, let me rephrase that. The modding community for Skyrim is great.
Yes.
That's what it is. If they just sold Skyrim 5 times without any mods, it wouldn't have. gone
Mods
anywhere.
are amazing.
Yep, they're trying to monetize them now with the
I
Creation
know.
Club.
I know.
Useless bastards. Okay. Yeah, so Metaverse looks like pure evil.
Yeah. I don't have too much to comment on. I found what you're talking about interesting. You knew a lot more about it.
Only
Facebook, yeah, it's interesting. I've heard reports that Facebook isn't as censorious in terms of Zuckerberg, like some of his comments and some of his actions, as other areas. But there are cases of them being censoring and lying about people as well. And so, what do we do?
Like, I'm literally like leaving comments on posts and like it pops up with leave information about particular world events. And I click the little X button on it, and I click back on the comment to type, and it pops up again. Leave information about certain world events.
Leave, as in...
Like, as in, let us put some information that we have for you underneath your comment.
Like, whoa. Yeah, that's part I really dislike, the arbiters of truth, where they say, the fact that Facebook can say the information on this isn't wholly reliable.
Yeah.
That is.
I've been fact-checked 4 times, and every time I always send them a little feedback.
No.
Sorry to whoever reads it. I mean that towards your company.
Seriously though, like the whole banning of the comments of what you can say about the election that was fortified.
Completely safe and
There
fair
was
election.
nothing suspect that happened in that election.
There had not been such safe elections since Stalin was in power.
And, just look at some of the things and... I mean,
No, but
they've already openly admitted how fortified that election was.
They fortified
it.
their democracy.
Yeah, but you can't say anything explicit, or that is one of the greatest affronts to free speech I think I've seen in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Like that,
And
because
now-
it's in place right now. Where we can't say it, otherwise this video will be.
And now they're doing it with climate change. Why is my brain working? I don't understand. It shouldn't be working. I went to, public school. It shouldn't be working. I was trained.
So yeah, metaverse, huh?
Yep. Because world domination wasn't enough. They want to make another world to dominate.
But that's mainly the things that I just wanted to comment on. Additional ideas, additional thoughts, and other things. Unless there's anything like you particularly wanted to mention. Yeah.
I did want to ask, Nathan, what do you think?
What?
Just as a question.
What do I think?
Yeah.
I think it's bloody hot today.
Yeah.
It's a hot day.
Cooked. Yeah.
But no, it's good to do another nightly news.
It's great.
Oh,
But now, what?
Before we sign off, should we talk about the car not starting?
The what?
The car not starting.
Well, I guess
just a
local
little bit of
news.
adventure.
Yeah, you're
Local
right. We do
news,
need to
yeah,
share
yeah.
some local news. In local news, we went to the Shadlands for like a family Halloween picnic day.
I snuck in through the boot.
Yeah. And when we tried to start the car to go home, it did not start. The battery went dead, which was very frustrating. And we were left there for about half an hour before we could get someone to jumpstart the car or so. And then we returned home. We're glad we could share that
Wow.
bit of the local
Yeah,
news.
but like you didn't mention how much of a hero I was.
I should give credit to Oz. He did run up to the gate, which is like half a kilometre away.
I
back
did it
and
like
forth.
4 times, literally 4 times. It was a fair distance.
You even took the kids up there
Yep.
at one point to be
they're
picked
fine.
up by my mum.
But just the last time that I did it was the hardest. I didn't think I was going to make it.
So thank you for your sacrifice, Oz.
You're welcome.
There we go. We've been the Night's Watch. We're just going to say it now, but that means we really should speed up with that new
All right,
trailer
I'll do
and
it.
stuff.
After
Yeah.
this, I'll do it.
We're the Night's Watch, watching nightly.
Thanks for watching the Night's Watch.
Yes, there we go. That'll do.